Let's do my hair while I tell you how I got my manager fired. Yes, I got him fired. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm fully the one that really got him fired. I'm just the one that put the cherry on top for him to get fired. Now, let me just start from the beginning. When I first started working at this restaurant, okay? I was just like, I think I was 17 years old. Now, I was working, whatever not, making cool peas out of the staff, you know. One day I came in, and thank you so much to this staff member because everyone else was just looking at me and talking behind my back. One of them told me why they were talking about my back. This particular manager made up a story saying me and him was talking. We were doing more than talking. Now, the good thing about it is he didn't even have no proof. No text messaging, no calling, no nothing. We didn't even live in the same borough. Literally Bronx, Queens. And we worked in Manhattan. So, I was good. Didn't have to freak out because I already knew that was a damn lie. Now, let's just say I do have a little grudge when it comes to certain things, and when people involve me in certain things that I should not be involved, I do have an issue with things like that, and I do like to get a little bit of revenge. Not my problem. Don't involve me in certain things. Don't make up lies about me. Now, this manager has a freaking thing of favoritism when it comes to girls. Now, we have this area manager. And when I say all the girls love that area manager, we were all in love with that area manager. This area manager did not like that manager. And I caught that from the get-go. Now, this manager wasn't even a good manager to begin with. Like, literally favoritism. Now, there was a time that I already been in this job for like probably 6 months now. Probably 6 to 7 months now. And, you know, when it comes to like positions, whoever was there longer gets to go to the next part of another section of the work. At least that's what they do at this job. That's literally what their style is. Now, since I've been there for like 6 months and I literally became like extremely good at what I was doing, I've been asking them, can I go to another part? Can I learn another section of the job? And they said like, yes, time, like they will tell me when is the perfect time I can go. Cool. This day I had to work and it was his shift. There was a missing person from the other part of the job. So they needed someone to basically prep. Perfect time, basically, for me to go. Now, there was this girl that has been there for less than a month. So he decided to take her off and put her in there. Yeah. This girl's new. She hasn't even mastered the first part of her job. So I'm like, okay. All right, fine. Now, time went by. Probably like 2 weeks went by, whatever. He announced that he's trying to now be another section of the manager, okay? Another section of a manager. Now, in order to do that, he now needs to go around to the staff and get comments from the staff to let him know how is he as a manager. When it came to me, there was another employee, another staff that we were washing dishes. Me and her was washing dishes. So he came to us to ask us how we feel about him being a manager. Now, as y'all can guess, yeah, everything that came out of my mouth was not nice. I let it to him. And I let him know he's a freaking bad manager. He's a bad manager. And I didn't like him. To the point that the one that I was washing dishes with, she came back and told me I made him cry. And I'm like, and? So what? Come for part 2 for the next part. This is part 2 of how I got my manager fired. Now, weeks went by, and we needed to have a team meeting. So everyone had to like arrive there extremely early. The restaurant was closed. That way we can have our team meeting. Now, our area manager was there, and they started to enforce certain things for us to start doing at work. Like, we had to start writing things down and whatever not. So we had to be divided in certain groups. Some managers with some team members. Now, when he announced his group Oh, and I tell you, a whole bunch of us was like, oh, because I wasn't the only one that didn't like this manager. I was not the only one. I was just the only one that was brave enough to tell him what it was and what it is. So the area manager caught all of us in disappointment when it comes to him being our lead, when it comes to this thing that we had to do. But I was the main one that really was rolling my eyes and everything because they put me a part of his team, knowing very well I don't even like him. So the area decided to talk to me. And when I tell you, all these managers was like worried for what I was going to say. And they definitely had to be worried for what I was going to say because y'all ain't going to be playing me. And when I tell you, I laid it all for that area manager. I laid it all to him. And I told him I did not like him. Yes, I did. So with me saying things like that, it kind of like, whoop, opened his eyes a little bit more. Yeah. But let me remind you guys. All I did was put the cherry on top for him to get fired. He was doing everything else on his own because he wasn't even being a good manager, wasn't doing certain things that he was supposed to do, wasn't filling out things that he was supposed to be filling out when it comes to his manager duties. He wasn't doing half of those things. And it was really putting out. And it was getting very, very hard for the GM to cover his butt. Yes, the GM and him went back to best friends and everything. And he was covering for him. A lot. So one day at his shift, the area manager just popped in out of nowhere, just popped in, and I was there. He just popped in and looking around, looking if everything was good, whatever not, and he came across a whole lot of stuff that was not good, a whole lot of stuff that this manager was not doing. When I tell you that area manager was pissed, that area manager was so mad because the GM was kept covering for him a lot, and clearly the area manager saw that he was not up to par of being a manager. He wasn't. So he told the GM, "You need to get rid of him." And all I know, next thing you know, boop, he's out of there. Boop, he was gone. But let me tell you something. When it came to that area manager talking to me, oh, that GM came right to me, took me to the office and was asking me what did I say. And all I told that GM, well, I know I didn't like him. And that's it. Do not make up lies about people. Okay? Stop making lies about people because you just don't know how that other person's going to take it and what they're going to do. But needless to say, I did what I did, but karma definitely did get back to me. Karma definitely got to me. If y'all want to hear about that, let me know in the comments and I'll make another video about that.